Welcome back to another segment of RT with JT. Watch my first three videos. They were, my testimony to help y'all get to know me before, I started doing these videos strictly on topics, which I'm about to start doing this week. So, my first topic this week is gonna be about, people that want to get to know God or they know God, but they want to, get to know Him even better. The reason I'm doing this topic is because, I've been saved about 3 months. I've had a lot of friends reach out to me, and ask me, like what happened to you, how'd you get saved? And, I tell them and I explain everything that happened, the walk I'm on, the internship I do at my church and all that. And they go, wow, that's really good. I'm really happy I'm really proud of you. And they say, I want to get to know God too. I've been really wanting to get to know Him and stuff. And I go, you for real? And I heard one person say it, and then another, and then I started questioning like, are people just saying that because I'm doing it, or they really mean it? So I started really asking people. The next person that said it to me, I really asked them, like why don't you? They always give me the same answers. Like I don't know where to start in the Bible. I don't have a church. And I know deep down, they're not really ready to give up that life. That the flesh desire life. Drinking and partying and stuff. Because it's hard for kids our age. We that's what we know. So they don't know the truth yet. So I just try to guide them in some way. So this topic for y'all that wanna get to know him and take that next step. There's a quick scripture. It goes, it's in Romans 12 verse 2. It says, do not allow this world to mold you in its own image. Instead, be transformed from the inside out by renewing your mind. So do not allow this world to mold you in its own image is simply saying, don't let the world's ideal of having fun and what life's about warp you. Having sex, violence, partying, drinking alcohol. You have to do all those things to enjoy life. But that's not true. You could easily, live the life that Jesus did through His Bible. A nice, kind, peaceful, righteous life. And succeed. It's very possible. Is it hard? Yes, but it's worth it 1,000 times. Uh, my my pastor once said, Pastor Gilbert, or my head pastor of my church said, God didn't free us from slavery for us to, stay in the plantation. He freed us so we can move on with our life, and grow with Him, and walk towards Him and stuff. So I got one more verse for y'all. It's Romans 8, verse 6 through 8. So a mind focused on the flesh is doomed to death, but a mind focused on the spirit will find full life and complete peace. You see, a mind focused on the flesh is declaring war against God. It defies the authority of God's law and is incapable of following His path. So it is clear that God takes no pleasure in those who live oriented to the flesh. Your flesh desires are all those negative things you do. That urge to want to smoke, that urge you got to go get drunk, that urge to have sex with that girl. Those are all fleshly desires. That's what the enemy wants you to do, because that takes you all the way from God. Those are things that God does not want you to do. When you learn, you get into the Word, you learn these things, and then you learn how to defend against it through the Word. You read, and it clearly says, if you give into these fleshly desires, you're going against God. So knowing that you're walking with God and you want to get closer to Him, in the book that He wrote, that is the word truth. It says, "Do not do these things." You would know, don't do those. If you know the word and you're still doing those things, you're clearly disobeying Him, and that's all on you. Not saying all of us are perfect, because I know I'm not. I know anybody that's watching is not, and I know nobody's perfect. If you were perfect, we wouldn't need Jesus. So, but the point is, when you have the word and you're into it, and you try to study from it, it gets a little easier, and it's a guide, it's a tool, it's your weapon, it's your sword against the enemy, that is your weapon. This is your weapon. This is your Glock. This is whatever you want to have, your knife. This is it against the enemy. It's all the things, it's the greatest defense you could have. So by saying this, I encourage everybody that wants to get to know God and take that next step. Buy yourself a Bible. If you have any questions on where to start, gladly ask me. I'll probably ask the pastor, or I should tell you to go start, because I'm not, no expert. But I'll gladly, encourage you, and I've been answering any questions that you have, and take that next step, get into the Word. It'll really change your life. It's a great key to taking that next step to walk to Christ. It's the key to everything. It's the answer to everything. Any questions you got about life, it's in that book. I'll tell you right now, firsthand experience. Those chapters I just read are probably the first two I ever highlighted reading the Bible. So that's all for this week. Next week we'll have something new. Catch y'all later.